Set?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Well, good morning. Let's call the meeting to order. Welcome to the April 7, 2022 Community Corrections Partnership meeting. I'm Marlon Yarber, Chief Probation Officer. Clerk, would you please call the roll to establish a quorum?
Absolutely. Member Benson?
Present.
Member Sullivan?
Present.
Member White?
Present.
Member Peterson?
Present.
Member Katari?
Present.
Member Norgard?
Present.
Member Walker?
Here.
And Chief Yarber. Okay,
Here.
you have a quorum.
Excellent. Would you all please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? Clerk, do we have a flag visual?
There you go.
Excellent. Start us off. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice.
liberty and justice for all. Clerk, would you read the Metro Cable 14 opening statement and the meeting
Yes,
announcement,
sir.
please?
This meeting of the Sacramento County Community Corrections Partnership is being cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel, on Comcast Consolidated Communications and AT&T Universe. This meeting is closed captioned and live streamed at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Today's meeting will replay on Monday, April 11th at 9 a.m. on channel 14. This meeting can also be viewed at youtube.com Metro Cable 14. And would you like me to read the other announcements, sir?
Please do. Yeah, please continue.
In compliance with directives of the county, state, and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, this meeting is live streamed and closed to an in-person public attendance. Temporary procedures are subject to change pursuant to guidelines related to social distancing and minimizing person-to-person contact. To make a verbal comment at today's meeting, dial 916-875-2500 and follow the prompts to be placed in queue for a specific agenda item or off-agenda matter. Please refer to the agenda and/or watch the meeting to follow along to determine when is the best time to call to be placed in queue and to make your comment. You may be on hold for up to an extended period of time, and your patience is appreciated. The chair will ask the clerk to transfer calls into the meeting accordingly. Each agenda item queue will remain open until the public comment period is closed for that specific item. Written comments are always accepted. Send your email comments to boardclerk@saccounty.net. Your comment will be routed to the board and filed in the record. Again, we thank you for your patience. That concludes the announcements.
Excellent. Thank you. So just a few opening comments, and then we'll maybe turn to our other members to see if they have any comments. Appreciate everyone's patience, both the membership as well as those who may be listening in or watching in. We are remote today, obviously, not due to the pandemic, but however, due to, I believe, construction in the board chambers. So please bear with us as we work our way through all of what technology provides us. Thank you also, as I know this was perhaps a agenda that we had planned for our February meeting that had to be canceled. It was literally on the heels of the loss of Officer Ty Lenahan in Elk Grove, and then also our loss of Officer Mike Torres out of the probation department. All departments and law enforcement really we're working hard to support both ourselves and obviously the families of the deceased officers. So thank you for your patience there. It's interesting times, obviously, in Sacramento County, just thinking back to the events of the weekend. I know I referenced sort of the grief and the moments that we were taking to prioritize our own loss a couple months back. And now here we are again and experiencing violence in the community. It can be traumatizing for, many folks in our communities. It certainly is a horrific occurrence for those families that have been impacted by the shootings. Many people's lives will, never be the same. Obviously, significant loss of life and injury. And I hope, even though the focus right now is perhaps on, downtown and keeping downtown safe, that we not lose sight of the fact that, these types of incidents, occur regularly in many of the communities that we serve, but for perhaps the number and the definition of mass shooting, these are things that are often happening in Oak Park, in Del Paso Heights, in Meadowview, on a weekly basis, it seems. And, let's not lose sight of that as the same sort of efforts and intention that I think we will all want to coalesce around, given this event, are the same sort of efforts that we need to ensure that are occurring again in those communities that are all too often impacted. So let me pause as I stumble through my own comments and try to collect my thoughts. I don't know if there are any other members who care to share any thoughts or reflections about the weekend's events. So I don't see any hands, but again, appreciate everyone's support and attention to, again, not just the weekend, but what we all know has plagued many of our communities. Let's turn to our agenda. Let's see. Chair, can you please read the first item on our agenda for us?
Absolutely. Before we do that, I just wanted to let the record reflect that a member Acosta has joined the meeting.
Thank you, Clerk.
Okay. Item 1
Bruce Wagstaff is here as well.
Thank you, Mr. Wagstaff. Okay. Item 1 is presentation on adult day reporting centers operated by the Sacramento County Probation Department.
I guess that's
Marlon, you are on mute.
Sorry, Catherine, can you please begin?
Good morning, everyone. The staff report, it just is a summary of the Sacramento County Probation Department's information on their website about the Adult Day Reporting Center. So I will hand it off to probation to go ahead and present their PowerPoint.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Program that obviously I have some involvement with over the years as I first arrived to the department in 2013 over our adult operations, and a lot of intimate interactions and handling of the evolution of this program. So hope you all will find it interesting, and it also, I think, sets an example as to what we hope will occur with other programs funded out of this funding stream. So let me turn it to the team and let them walk us through where we're at today with regards to the Adult Day Reporting Center programs.
Yeah, Chief Yarborough, if I may, I'll introduce Steve Stavropoulos. He's the current Chief Deputy over Adult Community Corrections. That division is where the Adult Day Reporting Centers are managed. And we also have Supervising Probation Officer Dave Linden. He is going to make the presentation today. So Steve or Dave, I'll turn it over to you.
I guess that's my cue. Good morning, everyone. Do we have the PowerPoint ready?
It's showing now.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Esteemed members of the Community Corrections Partnership, my name is David Linden. I'm a supervisor with the Probation Department and currently run one of the department's 3 Adult Day Reporting Centers. Over the next few minutes, I'll introduce you to what the ADRCs are, where they got their start, and tell you about the great work of the officers, case managers, teachers, counselors, and staff. Slide, please. The first Adult Day Reporting Center was established in 2010. It had the lofty goal of community safety, recidivism reduction, successful reentry into the community, and needs-based treatment. Slide, please. As our client volume and the community's need grew, in 2012, the department established 2 additional ADRCs, north and south, to meet this need. Next slide. The ADRCs were designed with the department's mission of providing assessments, treatment, supervision, and the support necessary to succeed in mind. We succeed in that mission by providing individualized case plans for all clients as they work with case managers to receive evidence-based treatment. We further provide clients with the opportunity to obtain a GED or HiSET, and we remove obstacles such as a lack of transportation by providing bus passes and bicycles to clients. Next slide, please. The ADRC program takes on average between 6 to 12 months to complete, and clients attend twice per week. Through the course of their program, clients participate in pro-social activities and give back to the community through probation's adult work project. We're able to service 75 clients at each site at any given time for a total of 225 clients across all 3 sites. Our services are open to PRCS, mandatory supervision, and formal probation clients. And to date, we have had 5,479 clients in program. Next slide, please. In order to provide services to our clients, the probation department collaborates with a number of county and community-based organizations. Next slide. A vital component to the ADRCs is our collaboration with behavioral health services. Each site has a senior mental health counselor. They conduct mental health evaluations of every client referred to the program. Our mental health clinicians conduct individual counseling, crisis intervention, and refer clients for additional services as needed. Next slide, please. For all the hard work of the probation department, none of this would be possible without the tremendous efforts of our community-based partner organizations. Next slide. Our partners at Leaders in Community Alternatives work hand in hand with officers. They conduct assessments, provide case management, teach classes, and provide clients with the support necessary to succeed. Their wide range of services include cognitive behavior therapy, substance abuse treatment, and employment readiness. Next slide, please. We also collaborate with Elk Grove Adult and Community Education. They provide clients with the skills to obtain a GED or HiSET. This is all done on site at all 3 of our ADRCs. Next slide. The Northern California Construction Training and Sacramento County Office of Education provide our clients with yet another outlet to further their education. Here they can obtain the skills and knowledge for a career in the construction trades. NCCT and SCOE offer classes in concrete, carpentry, roofing, and welding, just to name a few. While participating in NCCT, clients can work with SCOE towards obtaining a GED or HiSET as well. Next slide, please. A vital part of our clients' treatment is done through scenario-based learning. The department collaborates with B Street Theater and its actors to provide these scenarios, all while giving our clients exposure to the arts and the cultural enrichment of live theater. Next slide. When clients have additional substance abuse needs, we have yet another collaborative partner in WellSpace Health. The Recovery Treatment Center is located in the Folsom Boulevard Probation Office. Here, clients can receive intensive outpatient substance abuse treatment, focusing on both mind and body. Next slide, please. The ADRCs continue to offer support even after clients have completed the base curriculum. Clients continue to receive aftercare for generally 30 days after completing their classes. During this time, they continue to meet with case managers, probation officers, and the ADRC staff. Some of our clients will also go on to have the opportunity to act as peer mentors for clients who are still in program. Next slide. The hard work of the officers, case managers, counselors, staff, and clients is recognized at our graduation ceremonies. Each site has a quarterly graduation for its clients. The ceremony includes everyone who had a role in the client's success, including their families. Clients are encouraged to share their experience as we celebrate their achievements. Next slide. I'd like to share with you from the clients in their own words about their experiences and the impact the ADRCs have had. We'll use initials here for the anonymity of some of our clients, but CS says, I appreciate the love, I appreciate the support, I appreciate the consistency with it. and I appreciate the accountability that comes with it. And TB said, the program was a blessing. If I didn't have the support of this program, I know I would have slid right back down that slippery slope. Finally, CH said, if I wasn't put into this program, I would probably be in jail right now. They treat it with passion and support me every day. Next slide, please. The Carey Group is a national consulting firm that provides training and technical assistance for justice system professionals and community groups. In May of 2020, the Carey Group issued a report regarding jail alternatives in Sacramento County. The report recommended the expansion of the ADRCs based on their proven effectiveness and the potential impact on the incarcerated population. Next slide. Finally, I'd like to thank Chief Yarber, Assistant Chiefs Ayala and Weary, Chief Deputies Stavropoulos and Villapain, as well as Assistant Chief Deputies Howland and Mirietti. Without your leadership and support, none of the great work of the officers, collaborative partners, or clients would be possible. I'd also like to thank the members of the Community Corrections Partnership. Your continued support and efforts will mean a bright future for the ADRCs and our clients. Thank you, everyone. And I'm open to take questions if any of you have any questions.
Great job, Dave. Appreciate that. We'll open it up for questions or comments. It's interesting to see the evolution continue and heartwarming to see some of the comments from our clientele. You know, one of the comments that I remember, which I did not obviously contribute to the slide deck, but I remember vividly doing some tours early on at my arrival in the county, and one of our clients saying, anybody that thinks, this isn't tough, like I'd rather be back in prison. I'd rather be back in jail because this program actually makes me confront my demons. I've got to talk about my dysfunction. I got to talk about the things that, led me to, turn into a life of crime, turn into drugs and alcohol. And I rather, when I first got here, this is again the comment, when I first got here, I would have rather been locked up because that was much easier than what this program entailed. So, but appreciate the comments that were shared. Others of the partnership, any comments, questions?
Chief Yarber, I'll add a comment. The ADRCs in some ways were a response to when we got the PRCS population and hoping to find people at the end of the custodial portion of their criminal justice involvement and trying to turn them towards something positive, whether that was improving familial relationships, dealing with their addiction, dealing with the way they think about things through cognitive behavioral therapy, and really making it a one-shop stop for the client. I will compliment all of the staff, including the probation officers, but also the CBOs and the county partners who participate in the ADRC programs. Because the thing that I think sets the program apart is really the relationships that everyone tries to establish, and I think successfully establishes with our client population. And I've been told over and over again by the client population that that is what made the difference. They feel like the staff are involved and invested in them, and that motivated them to go on and graduate from the program.
Thank you for adding that, Sean. Comments or questions? The other thing I like about the ADRC program is that it is, at least in my opinion, one of the best examples of probation work. So you truly get to see sort of the results of our ability to assess, connect someone to treatment and supports, and then also provide that supervision and accountability should they, fall off the tracks, so to speak. It's a great example of that, all in just really 3 sort of locations across the county. With that in mind, we are currently assessing the sites of the programs and, thinking about, would it be possible to cite perhaps a 4th location or move perhaps further north into North Sacramento, just given where our North Sacramento County, just given where our population resides. The program sites are geographically dispersed on purpose, really to be embedded in and near the communities where people live, to make it easy for them to report to us. easy to obtain and utilize public transportation so that they can access certainly the programs and supports. All right, if no other questions, again, this is the first step at sort of the public display of what Assembly Bill 109 and public safety realignment funding have provided us. And I hope that others who are on the call today will be willing participants and share a little bit about how their departments have been funded in upcoming meetings. So we'll turn back to you here in short order. Let's move to our second item on the agenda. Or actually, sorry, I think I need to open it up for public comment. Are there?
We have no, I'm sorry, we have no public comment at this point on item 1.
Thank you. All right, let's close the public comment then. And now move on to item number 2. Clerk, can you read the second item?
Item 2 is Community Corrections Partnership Advisory Board update and recommendation to approve timeline proposed for the AB 109 Plan 2022 update.
Excellent. I think, am I turning to Catherine?
Yes. So I was going to have our chair of the CCP Advisory Board provide the report back, but unfortunately she couldn't join us today. So I'm going to go through the report on her behalf. Really, it's a statement about all of the work they've been doing and continue to do. So as you all know, the CCPAB is responsible for providing ongoing data collection, evaluation, and analysis, as well as input to meet the needs for AB 109 plan updates due each year in December. The AB 109 plan update for 2021 submitted last year was completed through their work, and they are holding monthly meetings with public participation to ensure progress continues for our 2022 update. So CCPAB Chair Melinda Avey has been leading this work, and it's included the items listed below in the staff report, which are the Brown Act training, CCPAB bylaws, developing metrics to measure program success, recommended updates for the CCP bylaws, recommendations for the 22-23 budget priorities, review and discussion of AB 109 budget for programs and services, and data available for evaluating programs and services. So there's been some difficulty around that area. We created an ad hoc committee so that the AB 109 budget and programs could be more closely examined and figure out a logical protocol moving forward. So for capturing and reporting information about them and how well they're doing. Collaborative courts presentation was made, mental health diversion presentation was made, cross training on criminal justice and behavioral health partnerships to reduce recidivism, and substance use and mental illness. A presentation was provided on that as well. And what you're seeing today, the proposed timeline for the 2022 update to the AB 109 plan. So CCPAB members are committed to learning about the programs and services aligned with AB 109 plan goals to decrease use of jail housing, reduce recidivism, and maintain community safety. Meetings brought forward interest from community members regarding collaborative court and mental health diversion programs. So members from the CCPAB agencies that are part of those programs provided the presentations mentioned, and other CCPAB members learned along with the community about the distinction between diversion programs and collaborative court programs. So a lot of interaction with community and others on the advisory board has been really helpful in understanding what we're doing locally. CCPAB meetings have been very informative, and even though they've been quite informative, haven't really done enough to provide progress needed to generate a new recommended 2022 update for the CCP's AB 109 plan within the same time frame we had last year. CCPAB members recognized that last year's deadline where we approved in May 2021, the update didn't allow for those updates to be incorporated in the county budget decisions in the current year. So in light of the county budget process and need for additional time to incorporate findings from monitoring and evaluation activities in the 2022 update. The CCPAB is recommending you guys approve the timeline below in the report, which is April through September of this year. The advisory board considering input from the ad hoc committee, CCP agencies, and community to provide the edits, updates needed. And then in April, June, August 2022, the advisory board would report to you all an update on the status and progress toward completing the recommended AB 109 Plan 2022 update. And then in September, the advisory board will complete edits to be recommended for your approval at your meeting in October. So hopefully you won't have to have a lot of changes, and in October the plan will be approved. But that gives us, there will be a meeting in December before the deadline of December 15th. So if there are any adjustments, we'll still have a little bit of time. So December 22 is required. The CCP would submit the AB 109 Plan 2022 update to the Board of State Community Corrections. And that new update could then be utilized in January when the county starts their planning for 23-24 budget decisions. So the timeline ensures compliance with state requirements for completion of the 2022 update by December 15th, and it better fits within the county budget process for use of the AB 109 Plan 2022 update to better inform budget decisions next year. So it's recommended you all vote to approve the new timeline. So that gives you all a little bit more time. That's my staff report.
Great, thank you, Catherine. And just to make sure I understand, so this gets us lined up much better as it relates to the December due date to BSCC, and also then primes the recommendations for consideration by the board as part of the budget process.
Yes.
Excellent. Any comments or questions from the membership? Seeing none, I will, I think this does require action, so I will entertain a motion that we accept the recommendation.
I'll move to accept the recommendation.
So clerk, you may help me. I think that was member Katari, and I think she may have got in just before Mr. Norgard. Is that accurate?
Oh, not a problem. I'll second that motion.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Remind me, clerk, what is our preferred method for capturing votes? Would you like voice?
Yeah, I will call the roll and just a yay or nay. I just want to also get on the record, we have no public comment for item 2.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, so I will go ahead and call the roll. Member Acosta?
Approve.
Member Benson?
Approve.
Member Sullivan?
Approve.
Member White?
Approve.
Member Peterson?
Approve.
Member Katari?
Approve.
Member Norgard?
Approve.
Member Wagstaff?
Approve.
Member Walker?
Approved.
And Member Yarborough?
Approve.
Or Chief Yarborough, I'm sorry. Motion passes unanimously.
All right. Third item, public comment. Clerk, would you read the item?
Yes, item 3 is public comment on non-agenda items, and we have no public comments in the queue.
Excellent, thank you. Sorry to steal your thunder there. Any final comments from the membership before we adjourn for the day? All right, seeing none, we'll see you all, I believe, a couple months, if I'm not mistaken. Every other
June
month
2nd.
is our schedule. Say again, Catherine, sorry.
June 2nd is the next meeting.
Excellent. Thank you all. We are adjourned for today.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.